Bonjour, French 2 students. Here is your teaching video for Lesson 18, B and C, pages 270 and 271 in your textbook. S'il vous plaît, ouvrez vos livres à la page 270. So, in this lesson, we're going to talk about two different kinds of kind of adjectives or articles. The demonstrative adjectives. These are the adjectives that mean this or that. So you're kind of specifying. And demonstrative adjectives are going to agree with the noun they describe. And they take the place of un or un or le or la. Because just like in English we don't say this, the, or that, we don't do that in French either. So the forms of the demonstrative adjective, the masculine singular is ce, the feminine is set, and the plural is say. Now, because in French they struggle to pronounce two vowels together, if we have a masculine singular noun that starts with a vowel, then we're going to say set, C-E-T. So in terms of how these sound, so this is set, sounds a little bit like this word, set, and these are say. S'il vous plaît, répétez ce, set, 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 say, say. So for example, if I want to say this car, because voiture is feminine and singular, I'm going to say set voiture. If I want to talk about homme, which is man, and I want to say that man, I would normally expect to say ce, C-E, but because homme starts with a vowel, or remember this is also a silent H, it's going to be set homme. If I'm talking about voiture plural, it's going to be ces hommes, or ces voitures. And if I am talking about garçon, and I want to say that boy, it's ce garçon. S'il vous plaît, répétez ce, set, set, say, say. So these are the demonstrative adjectives that mean this or that. There are also interrogative adjectives. These are used to ask questions. These mean what or which. Again, they agree with the noun they describe. Again, just like in English, we don't say what a or which the. We don't do the same in French, so these will take the place of other articles. The masculine singular one is quel. The feminine singular is quelle with an extra L-E on it. The plural is quelle, the masculine singular with an S. And the feminine plural is quelle, the feminine singular with an S. Now notice what's nice about all of these is they all sound exactly the same, although they're spelled differently. S'il vous plaît, répétez quel, 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 Quelle. The only time we could hear a difference would be between the singular and the plural if our noun we were talking about started with an vowel. So again, if I want to say which car, it would be quelle, because car is feminine, voiture. If I want to ask about which man, because man is masculine, it would be quel homme. If I am asking about voiture plural, because it's plural, it'd be quel with the es, extra les. And if I were talking about homme plural, it'd be quel with an s. S'il vous plaît, répétez quel, 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 quel. So they all sound the same, which is nice in terms of saying them. Taking a look at this the way it's presented in your textbook, we have l'adjectif démonstratif ce. Learning about language, demonstrative adjectives, this or that, are used to point out specific people or things. In French, the demonstrative adjective ce always agrees with the noun it introduces. Note the forms of the demonstrative adjective ce in the chart below. S'il vous plaît, répétez ce, cette, c'est, c'est, ce blouson, ces blousons, cet homme, ces hommes, cette veste, ces vestes, cet ami, ses amis. There is liaison after set and say when the next word begins with a vowel sound, so that just means you're going to hear that T and that S. To distinguish between a person or an object that is close by and one that is further away, the French sometimes use si or la after the noun. So Philippe achète cette chemise-ci. Philippe is buying this shirt over here. François achète cette chemise-là. François is buying that shirt over there. S'il vous plaît, répétez si, la. Let's take a look at exercise 4 à la Samaritaine. Mark and Natalie are at the Samaritaine department store. Mark likes everything that Natalie shows him. Play both roles. So look at our example. Une robe and jolie. So we want to point out the robe. So we're going to say regarde cette robe. This is cette because remember, if I have an une, I'm going to use a set. If I have an un, I'm going to use a ce. Or I might use a set if the noun begins with a vowel or a silent H. If I'm using a day, I'm going to use a say. So because this is une, this becomes set. And because this is feminine, we're going to use L, right? So if we have an une, we're also going to use an L. If we have an un, we're going to use an il. So again, I would like you to do these out loud. I'll give you a moment, and if you need more time than I give you, you can certainly pause your video. I'll give you a moment to say the 2 lines, and then you can check and see if they match what I say. So, numéro 1, we have unimpaired and élégant. Regarde cet impair, il est élégant. That's going to be this set, the C-E-T. Numéro 2. Des bottes à la mode. Regarde ces bottes, elles sont à la mode. Toi, une casquette est géniale. Regarde cette casquette, elle est géniale. Numéro 4, un survêtement en chouette. Regarde ce survêtement, il est chouette. Numéro 5, des livres en amusant. Regarde ces livres, ils sont amusants. 6, un ordinateur en génial. Regarde cet ordinateur, il est génial. Numéro 7, une télé en moderne. Regarde cette télé, elle est moderne. Numéro 8, une ceinture en jolie. Regarde cette ceinture, elle est jolie. 9, des sandales en jolies. Regarde ces sandales, elles sont jolies. C'est l'adjectif interrogatif quel. The interrogative adjective quel is used in questions. It agrees with the noun it introduces and has the following forms. S'il vous plaît, répétez quel, 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 quel garçon, quel cousin, quelle fille, quelle copine. Note the liaison after quel and quel when the next word begins with a vowel sound. So if you have a word that starts with a vowel or a silent H, you'll hear those S's. So you'll be able to tell the difference between a singular and a plural. So, s'il vous plaît, répétez. Quelles affiches est-ce que tu préfères? So, exercice 6, vêtements d'été. You are shopping for the following items before going on a summer trip to France. A friend is asking you which ones you are buying. Identify each item by color. So as you look at our prompt here, right, we have un pantalon and noir. So again, you're going to kind of be talking to yourself, but we have j'achète un pantalon. Quel pantalon est-ce que tu achètes? Ce pantalon noir. Okay, so the j'achète every time is going to stay the same. Okay, so that's not going to change. And you're going to put in whatever they've given you here. And then in this case, it's quel pantalon, Q-U-E-L, because pantalon is masculine. Est-ce que tu achètes? So the est-ce que tu achètes is going to stay the same every time. And when you say this, it's always going to be quel because all of the quel sound the same. And then your answer, none of that's going to just stay the same because, again, you're saying this black one. So again, numéro 1, we have un maillot de bain en bleu. J'achète un maillot de bain. Quel maillot de bain est-ce que tu achètes? Ce maillot de bain bleu. 2, des chaussettes en vert. J'achète des chaussettes. Quelles chaussettes est-ce que tu achètes? Ces chaussettes vertes. 3, une jupe en jaune. J'achète une jupe. Quelle jupe est-ce que tu achètes? Cette jupe jaune. 4, une veste bleue. J'achète une veste. Quelle veste est-ce que tu achètes? Cette veste bleue. Numéro 5, des chaussures en blanche. J'achète des chaussures. Quelles chaussures est-ce que tu achètes? Ces chaussures blanches. 6, des sandales en marron. J'achète des sandales. Quelles sandales est-ce que tu achètes? Ces sandales marron. 7, un sweat en gris. J'achète un sweat. Quel sweat est-ce que tu achètes? Ce sweat gris. 8. Une chemise en orange. J'achète une chemise. Quelle chemise est-ce que tu achètes? Cette chemise orange. Et 9. Un pull rouge. J'achète un pull. Quel pull est-ce que tu achètes? Ce pull rouge. Your homework, page 274 and 271-6. We did both these out loud. So for exercise 4, you're going to write out these sentences like the red sentence in our book. So for example, right, remember that our un was becoming a set. Our un becomes a se or a set, depending upon whether we have a noun that starts with a vowel or a silent H. And a day is going to become a say. Now you also need to be careful about verbs, right? These are all singular, so these will all use the verb a. When I have a plural, it's going to use the verb sont. So if we take a look at, for example, number 2, you would have regard, say, boat, and then des boat is feminine and plural, so it's going to be elle, sont, à la mode. So you would write answers out like that for all of these. In exercise 6, again, we did this one out loud. Okay. So again, you're going to write out all 3 of those. So if, for example, we look at number 3, so we would write out j'achète, and make sure you do your, remember acheter was our spelling change verb that we learned in this lesson, so it gets that accent on the E. Une jupe. Because jupe is feminine, I'm going to use the feminine form of quelle. Est-ce que tu achètes? And then again, because jupe is feminine, I'm going to say cette jupe and jaune. Now, this is one where if you're smart and you remember what you've learned, it can help you out a little bit. So, for example, if you've forgotten whether chaussette is masculine or feminine, the fact that vert has an ES on it is telling you that chaussette is feminine and plural. And that's going to be important when you're choosing about quelle. So again, so I've already made your adjectives agree in gender and number with the noun, so you can use that adjective to help you remember whether that noun is masculine or feminine. Au revoir. À demain.